The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros. Daniel Dubois spins the block to stop Hrgovic. So, in the build-up to this fight, Hergovich was saying how he beat Daniel Dubois in sparring so badly he had to go to the hospital. Dubois said, "Yeah, that's when I was 17." Hergovich said he saw big biceps on Daniel Dubois, but he didn't have big grapefruits. Okay, and that he was going to stop Daniel Dubois. Well, Daniel Dubois has grown. He became a baby daddy just to prove that he grew a pair. Spanked Big Baby, and now he's officially stopped Philip Hrgovic. Trill Dollar Bill, what was your reaction to that fight?
What was my reaction to that fight? My reaction to that fight was Daniel Dubois used his head in that fight.
He definitely did. He definitely did.
He was like, he went to the old archives and he was like, how did Timothy Bradley used to do it?
How did Evander used to?
How did Evander get to the top? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he took a game out of those guys' game book. You know what I'm saying? The Evander Holyfield, the Timothy Bradleys. Look, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Daniel Dubois. This was actually a shout out to our UK bro, Rico. He was going champing hard. He been champing hard for Daniel Dubois from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? He going hard.
You let Rico tell it he beat Usyk. You let Rico tell
Let Rico tell it he beat Usyk. You know what I'm saying? He stopped him. You know what I'm saying? He was going hard for the D. Hard. You know what? But there's a lesson here. And it's never give up, right? Daniel Dubois has got, even I had criticized his heart, and everybody else has criticized his heart, and so forth. He's shown that even though he has some tough losses, he's not a quitter. And he cares and he wants to get better. Reminds me a little bit of AJ. Has that AJ in him. You know? Like he heard the doubts and stuff, but he still didn't get down on himself. He wanted to get better and prove that, you know, he was more than what people thought he was. And he did that. He showed some heart. And I think that Usyk loss taught him some stuff. Kind of like when Canelo lost to Floyd. I think that those losses taught Daniel Dubois something. And, you know, he's gonna be a nice little fighter in the future. I don't see him beating an AJ, the likes of an AJ. But I would like to see him in there with Parker, you know, and see how he does with Parker next. You know, I think that would be a good fight. And then get the winner of Zhang or AJ after. But I would love to see him and see what he does with Parker and then see what he does after that. And we could probably see what he does after that. But good win for Triple D. He did his thing.
Yeah, so I do agree with you that I think he learned a lot from the Usyk fight. And I remember Usyk telling him, "You're young. You can dream." Right? I remember him saying that. "You're young. You can dream. It's not over." This is what he was talking about. All these new fighters today act like being undefeated is everything. Like, I don't like the direction that boxing is going in terms of if you lose, then all of a sudden you're terrible or you're whatever. And we'll get into that in a second. But that's my issue with even, say, Devin Haney right now. And I'll get into that a little bit later. But you can lose and come back better. Lennox Lewis is a prime example of that. Lennox Lewis lost to Oliver McCall and Hakeem Rahman. He won all his big fights, though. Those two guys out of nowhere KO'd Lennox. And what did he do? Get back in the ring, improve, get his revenge. Those losses made Lennox better. Daniel Dubois he was stopped by Joe Joyce. And everyone remembered that. Everyone started calling him a quitter. He had to overcome that. And then, I mean, in some ways, because Usyk stopped him with a jab too. After he had that borderline punch, I'm not hashing that. But the point is, to beat Hrgovic, Daniel Dubois had to take a lot of right hands. He took a number of right hands that normally would have floored other heavyweights. And in fact, if you look at when he fought Lorena dropped Daniel Dubois 3 times in the first round. And Hergovich was hitting him with what looked like some harder stuff than Lorena was hitting Daniel Dubois with. But he refused to go down. He refused to quit. He kept coming. He kept applying the pressure. And I think that's where Philip Hrgovic underestimated Daniel Dubois. He thought Daniel Dubois was going to be that same 17-year-old kid who would quit, the same 17-year-old kid he sent to the hospital. But it reminds me of kind of like this speech that Muhammad Ali said after he won a fight. He said, and I'm better now than I was before. When you saw that 22-year-old undeveloped kid who beat Sonny Liston. He said, I've been knocked down, jaw's been broke a couple of times. I'm bad, but lost a few times. I'm bad. What he's saying is I learned from those experiences, and those experiences made me better. Sometimes you need that. And I think that what you're seeing in Daniel Dubois is the maturity you get when you fight the best. Also, I would insert Joseph Parker in there. Joseph Parker had moments where people were ready to write him off, especially in the heavyweight division. These guys get better when they learn, because one punch can change everything in the heavyweight division. So for me, Daniel Dubois proved a lot. One, I was never big on Philip Hrgovic. I always thought that he was being slightly overrated. I thought he was in easy after his fight with Jang. Daniel Dubois did use the head a lot, and it looked intentional at times. But, if the referee isn't going to do anything about it, then people are going to use their head. I felt like that's how Timothy Bradley beat Devin Alexander in their fight. I think Devin Alexander was so worried about getting hit with headbutts. Bradley was sneaking in hooks and other things. So to me, Daniel Dubois did a great job, and he's revived his career. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do against some of the better fighters, although he may not win.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. I'm the Commissioner Trill Dollar Bill. It's my brother Caden, and it's LLG for life. We the Boxing Bros.